No matter what anyone tries to tell you, you are not your habits. Hello, welcome to this week's Wild Spirits News. I'm Sibylla and I help wild spirits like yourself reprioritize their lives to make time and headspace to do the things that they love. And if that sounds interesting, go to wildspiritscoaching.com and sign up for the Wild Spirits News love letter and join the community of wild spirits. It's 100% spam free. You'll get one email per week. And I always include a lot of additional information that I only ever talk about in email. So come and join us. Right, so your habits shape your life, but not who you are. People who try to make a change in their lives are often a little intimidated by the sheer magnitude of what they're trying to attempt. And I'm here to tell you it's probably going to be a lot easier than you think. There are certain principles that if you know them and if you're aware of them and if you can use them to your advantage, you can change dramatically without much effort at all. In this video, I'll show you one particular principle. Your mission today is to learn why your habits shape your life and how to easily change them. Task number one is learn what habits really are. Okay, so we all know that habits are things that you do habitually, meaning repeatedly. So you pick up habits, and once you pick them up, they can be kind of challenging to change because you're so used to them. That's why they're habits. Now, the thing is that our lives are determined by our habits to a much larger extent than we tend to think. Estimates hover at around 80% of our lives that are determined purely by our habits. People often identify with their habits, not realizing that habits are in fact acquired behavior. And because they're acquired, you can also change them. They are not who you are, and they certainly aren't set in stone. Task number two is how to change efficiently. If you've ever tried to change a habit, such as picking up your phone all the time, you will probably now think, this is hard. Didn't you just say it was easy, Sibylla? Well, you see, this is where the principle that I mentioned earlier in the video comes into play. Once you're aware of that, it's going to become a little easier. The thing is that our habits are based, again, not on who we are. They're based on beliefs. And beliefs are changeable. They are acquired. Beliefs are things that we acquire in childhood. And at the time, they make sense to us as children. By the time we grow up and could actually question them, they have become subconscious. And we don't even notice that we have that belief anymore because it is subconscious. And these beliefs that we picked up in childhood have tripped us up ever since. Now, in order to change a belief, you have to make it conscious. A coach can help you with that, but you can also try for yourself. So look at the habit that you're trying to change and ask yourself what makes you hold on to this. Now, let's pick an example. You spend a lot of time in bed in the morning when you wake up, when you'd rather get up and do some exercise. This could be based on a belief that you acquired at some time that exercise is really strenuous and unfun. So now that you've got your belief, you can go about changing it. First, you weaken the existing belief. You find counterexamples. Look for people who love running, people who adore exercise. Look for these examples. Then also ask yourself for examples of your own life where something strenuous made you feel good. Maybe you climbed a mountain or you walked up a hill that was really steep and you were huffing and puffing, but from the top there, you had the most amazing view and you were actually quite proud of yourself for doing it and made you feel good. Stuff like that, right? So now that you've weakened the old belief, it's time to replace it with a new constructive belief. And the fun thing is you get to pick it. You can pick, we'll stay with the example with the exercise. I love how alive exercise makes me feel. Now this is a new belief and you have to put it in practice and prove it to yourself immediately, which means find some exercise that you actually enjoy, don't overdo it, and really pat yourself on the back afterwards. Just the positive reinforcement, as we call it, right? That doesn't just work for children, it works for us as well. Now, it'll take upwards of 3 weeks to really change a habit, and meaning change the underlying belief. So you'll have to stick with it. And after those 3-ish weeks, it becomes easier. And then it'll become easier to continue with your new habit than to fall back into the old one. And then it'll be so easy that you'll ask yourself what all the fuss was all about. And that brings me to task number 3, which is, as usual, let me know. Leave a comment below the video, or if you got the link to this video with an email because you're already part of the community of Wild Spirits, then reply to the email and let me know what you think. I'd love to hear how you deal with your habits and your beliefs. And if you need any help, just ask me. I am a coach, and so I might be able to help you with this. Thank you for watching the video, and have a beautiful week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.